kita bakal belajar tentang descriptive text. Oke.
Wow.
Kenapa? Karena kita tadi analyze kan, kemudian kita mendescribe-nya dan bakal buat dari gambar-gambar menjadi sebuah teks, dan itu adalah descriptive text. Oke, 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 oke. Okay, descriptive text. What is descriptive text? Okay, the descriptive text is a text which says what a person or a thing is like, and its purpose is to describe and reveal a particular person, place, or thing. Oke, nah di sini ini nih definisi dari descriptive text. Oke, tadi kita habis di descriptive text, udah di definition. And then for the next one is generic structure. Okay, the social function of this lesson is to describe and reveal a particular person, place, or thing. Okay. And then for the generic structure, this is the important one. I think it's not. I think it is, of course, an important one. In generic structure, there are two part of the descriptive text. The first one is, as you can see on the screen, the first one is identification, and then the second one is description. All right, the identification means the initial part of the text which contains the introduction of a person, place, animal, or thing that will be described. Jadi di identification itu fungsinya bakal sebagai ini ya, the introduction. Ya, introduction kan, memperkenalkan apa yang bakal kalian deskripsikan. So, identification ini di first paragraph. Jadi di paragraf pertama dalam descriptive text itu selalu identification. Oke. Jelas? Sampai sini jelas belum? Identification. Oke, good.
Yes.
And then the second one is description. Oke. Description. Pada dasarnya teks deskripsi ini tidak melulu 2 paragraf. Jadi bisa sampai 3, 4 mungkin ada. Jadi description text ini the rest of the paragraph. I mean, the first paragraph is always about the identification, about the introduction of the object that you are going to describe, and then the rest of it mau 3, 4 itu adalah description that describe its features. Okay, so let me read this. Description contains a special characteristic of something, such as person, place, animal, or things by describing its features, form, color, or anything related to what the writer described. We go on to the next slide. Okay, for the next slide is language feature. In the language feature, there are 4 parts. The first one is specific participant, and the second one is the use of adjective, and the next is the use of simple present tense, and the last one is action verb. Okay, we go on the first part. Specific participant has a certain object. It's not common and unique. Only one. For example, Kuta Beach, Borobudur Temple, Market, and etc. Okay, in the specific participant, maksudnya gini, kalian tuh diharuskan sebenarnya memang apa ya, ini udah general, bakal tahu juga sih, cuma dijelasin lagi kalau ini nih misalnya bahas Kuta Beach kan, sesuai dengan example tuh dia harus related to Kuta Beach juga. Kalian describe-nya di Kuta Beach, apa aja yang ada di Kuta Beach, juga dengan Borobudur Temple. Maksudnya gini, kalian harus mendescribe misalnya Borobudur Temple. Di Borobudur Temple describe-nya tentang Ya Borobudur Temple itself lah. Semua orang juga tahu. Cuma ini kayak dijelasin buat yang nggak tahu gitu. Benar-benar simple di specific participant. Mulai dari identification-nya di paragraf, what you are going to talk about, what you are going to describe. Ya kamu bakal bahas tentang Borobudur Temple di identification-nya. Kemudian lompat ke paragraf 2, ya kamu describe Borobudur
Banten
Temple-nya gitu.
Ah,
Nggak boleh yang lain. Ya kalau ada yang salah mah keterlaluan. Okay, that is the first one in the specific participant. And then the second one is the use of adjective to clarify the noun. Okay, sesuai kalimatnya untuk memperjelas noun-nya. For example, a beautiful beach, a handsome man, the famous place in Bali, etc. Many more lah. Oke, maksudnya di sini tuh untuk adjektif nih memperjelas noun yang kita bahas ya. Misalnya, you want to talk about Kuta Beach. Jadi Kuta Beach is a beautiful beach. That is an adjective for the to clarify the noun Kuta Beach. Okay, and then uh, what is it? A handsome man. The second one is a handsome man. Maybe you want to describe your father, your brother, or your boyfriend. My father is a handsome man. You want in the first paragraph you want to describe your dad, and then you add the adjective with the my dad is a handsome man, and many more. Of course, in the next example, the famous place in Bali, yeah, it's also referred to the Kuta Beach. Kuta Beach is a famous place in Bali, right? Okay, the third one is the use of simple present tense. This is also the important one. The sentence pattern is simple present because it's tell the fact of the object described. Oke, jadi buat teks deskriptif itu enggak semena-mena kalian buat kalimat kayak ala kadarnya, kayak sembarangan, nggak bisa. Kecuali kalau maksudnya bukan ngomong langsung, maksudnya kan ngomong sehari-hari sama bule sama apa segala macam tuh enggak ada aturan. Free.
bule.
Nah, cuma ini kan buku gitu kan. Kalian presentasi juga enggak boleh pakai asal-asal. Maksudnya ini harus ada aturannya. Kayak dia mengharuskan menggunakan simple present tense. Ya. Sebenarnya ada juga buat descriptive text itu pakai past tense. Tapi di sini aturannya menggunakan simple present tense ya, kita ngikut aja. Jadi perbedaan simple present tense itu menggunakan misalnya the fact that the object is still masih ada gitu, stay still masih ada. Kalau past tense itu jika objeknya pernah ada. Kalau pernah kan berarti udah nggak ada lagi. Itu if the object was not tidak ada lagi lah. Okay, that is the third one, the use of simple present tense. And then the last one is action verb. Okay. Yang mana identification? Coba. Yang mana identification?
Paragraph 1.
Okay, alright, good. And then description.
Paragraph 2.
Okay, still excellent memory. And then the identification itu tentang apa tadi? Introduction. Yes. And the description is for the describing. Okay. So let's analyze it together. Sesuai tadi yang di identification, itu the initial part of the text which contains the introduction of a Monas that will be described, kan? So let's see the first paragraph. Oke, di mana sih kalimat yang memperkenalkan kalau itu kalau the writers want to tell us about the Monas. So there is in the first sentence, you can see, baca kalimat pertama, the national monument or usually called as Monas is located in Central Jakarta, Indonesia. Itu the obelisk was built in 1961 with the purpose to commemorate the struggle and fight of the people in Indonesia to achieve their independence. It was opened to the public in 1975. The second paragraph. The national monument is a rectangular tower with the height of 132 meters. Kemudian, the next sentence is the typical part of the building was that became a special characteristic of everyone can visit the museum to learn the history of Indonesia. Fungsinya disebutin juga kalau itu ada museum juga disebutin fungsinya. Kita bisa belajar sejarah Indonesia di museum tersebut sampai fungsinya pun disebutin. And the next sentence, there is also an amphitheater in this building called Ruang Kemerdekaan is located in the cup part of Monas and it can be reached by using spiral stairs at the north and south doors. Oke, dia juga menjelaskan lagi-lagi mendescribe yang benar-benar detail. Ada amphitheater di Monas, namanya Ruang Kemerdekaan. Itu lokasinya di bagian Kap Monas dan bisa melalui tangga spiral. Sampai tangganya pun di describe spiral stairs. Orang mah kalau mau describe tangga sebut tangga doang. Elevator doang. Ini bagus ya. And then next sentence, if you go to the southern side of the building, you will find an elevator that can be used to check the top of platform, where we will find the observation deck and also the flame of independence. Okay, the last sentence is lumayan panjang. Jadi di situ dijelaskan jika kalian menuju ke selatan bangunan, kamu akan ada elevator yang berfungsi untuk mengakses ke puncak yang tempat flame emas tadi, api emas dan sebagai observation deck. Alright, that is the second paragraph. Benar-benar ini ya. Paragraf kedua itu benar-benar mendescribe banget. Benar-benar sampai ke ukuran, bentuk, semuanya digambarkan, di-describe sama si writer ini. Alright, so we already analyzed this first and second paragraph. So, okay, what is I want to ask you again, what is the first paragraph and the second paragraph about? Okay, students. Okay, alright, good. Yang pertama, identification untuk introduction, and then the second paragraph is description. Purpose is to describe. Okay, what is the social function of the descriptive text? Anybody knows? You already read a lot the social function. Lupa ya?
Is to describe and reveal a particular person, place, or thing.
Okay, good, Maisa, very good. Okay, and then after all of this, I think that's all from my explanation. Is there any question want to ask? Feel free to ask, please. Ada yang mau ditanyain nggak sebelum kita close the meeting? Ada? Ada yang mau ditanyakan? Nggak ada?
No.
Oh, oke. Meeting kali ini cuma untuk penjelasan ya, apa itu descriptive text, apa itu generic structure-nya, language feature-nya, kemudian example-nya juga. Jadi for the next meeting mungkin kita bakal ada, karena itu keterampilan, mungkin bakal ada ya praktik ya. Mungkin kalian disuruh buat video atau menulis descriptive text by yourself, and yeah, that's all. So because there's no question from you guys, so I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. That's clear enough, right? Udah lumayan jelas kan? Iya kan? Udah lumayan jelas. Oke, Mister mau ini dong. Sebelum ditutup. Kamu udah pasang kerudung belum sih? Mau bisa screenshot?
Belum, Sir.
Oh iya kan? Ya udahlah, enggak apa-apa. Bentar ya. Mister lihat tadi kayaknya ada yang baru masuk dah. Okay, so I think that's all from today. Thank you so much, students, for your participation, and see you next meeting. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See
Yes, sir.
See you. Okay, thank you.